I'm just strapping on because, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for an episode. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 18 of the Amateur Hour podcast, the most mediocre podcast on the right side of the earth. What the fuck is going on with the left? I don't know.
There's like volcanoes happening and shit. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, there's volcano.
No, there's literally multiple volcanoes on the verge of eruption as we speak.
Yellowstone?
No. That'd be cool, but no. That'd wipe us out, actually.
That would.
But no, there's Iceland had 150, give or take, No, it had something like 1,000 earthquakes in like 48 hours.
You sure that wasn't just like a massive vibrator that fell on the floor?
Could have been.
You know those industrial ones? That'd be nice.
There's one called the Great American Challenge. It's a dildo. It's like this one. Do with that as you will. But anyway, left side of the earth fucked. Right side is the best side right now.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, and all peeps in between, we are joined along someone that you guys know very fondly of. Someone who needs no introduction, but we're going to give one anyways. From the depths of millennial cringe to borderline of foot fetishes.
Okay.
From the depths of millennial cringe to borderline of foot fetishes, you may know him from the streaming world and to be your local mediocre content making, crackhead stomping, below average chick magnet, security guard. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's Amateur Hour's very own Matthew Cornelius Mufaso.
I'm a lefty. That's not me, but I'll take it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
That was a horrible intro.
It was fine. That was great.
You think so?
I think so. I don't know about the below average, but all right. It's okay. We'll let it slide.
Matt, let me go ahead and ask you a question that is probably more relevant now than ever. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Not too bad. Could be worse. I try to be as positive as possible. So could always be worse.
What's going on in your life right now that makes you say that it could be worse?
Aside from the thousands of volcanoes that just happened in Iceland?
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I think I'm going through a shift. I think I'm going through like a life shift. So I feel like there's a lot of decisions that need to be made that are hard decisions. And it's kind of the first time that I've had to make these type of decisions. So I think that just brings a lot of stress. There's work changes, life changes, just personal chemical changes.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stuff to deal with.
So what makes these changes different than ones you've experienced as you've grown into adulthood?
That I have to make them by myself. I think it's... For a very long time, I had people making decisions for me. And I'm not saying that that's great.
Or alongside you?
Or alongside me, or with me. Doing a lot of things on my own has been a very monumental shift, for sure. So
is this the first time in your life that you say that you're basically in charge of the decision-making going on in your life?
I am 92% in control right now. Not 100%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work towards 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's some freedom in being able to have like 100%. But yeah, it's a big chunk for the most part.
And why the shift? Is it because you were forced to?
Yes, but I think it was because you have to. Like I just couldn't be what I was 5 years ago necessarily, So I think like you're forced to. It's like sink or swim.
And what's the difference between you now and you 5 years ago?
Damn, man, you're asking a lot of good questions here.
Am I coming in a little too quickly?
No. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, this is an interview, right?
I didn't establish that. Sorry, I had a lot of jitters coming into the intro. I really want to impress my guest today, even though
These are really good fucking questions, actually. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've sat next to you for we're going on to over 20 weeks.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
We've known each other for a year though.
That is,
which is just as crazy,
monumental.
But right? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this week we are doing this is one of a 2-part interview.
What the second part is, we'll let you put the puzzles together.
Yeah, it's me again next week.
It's your right side.
It's the left side now. But no, so we are doing an interview. This is why he's asking these types of questions. We wanted it to kind of be a little bit of a get to know us episode. We hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. That was fun.
That was really fun to record. That was our first concept podcast episode that went well.
Yeah.
You know, we tried to do that with the pumpkin carving. Didn't work out as we've established.
But I don't think it wasn't that the idea was bad, and I just think it was just there was just so much that kind of went wrong, or just kind of wasn't what we thought.
Yeah.
But I think the second time around, we bounced back pretty.
Yeah, next year that shit's getting destroyed. Anyways, Matt, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How much before I do that, let me just establish some context, guys. For our listeners that don't know, Matt is in the streaming world. Like, actually, he's a Twitch streamer before this and everything. He has been for a couple of years. So, Matt, with that context established, what got you into streaming to begin with?
I think it's the same thing that got me into this. Attention. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's entertainment. I used to, I guess growing up, you know, playing like co-op couch games, especially with my younger sister. She used to just watch me play Left 4 Dead, and she used to always be very entertained, right? Now, granted, at the time, it was like, oh, it's my sister. She ain't got nothing else to do. Of course, she'll be entertained. But then I took that concept a little bit further when I found out about the streaming world. I knew about the streaming world, but when I got my toes dipped into that pool, it was about 2015 with the Star Wars Battlefront 2015 game. That's the one where I had been playing it for about a year and a half, and people would message me and be like, "Do you stream?" Because I was really good at the game. I'd get like, you know, DMs of like, I'd get some angry ones too. Fucking trash. But then I get some people like, yo, do you stream? I want to watch you. And that's when I was like, well, how do I stream? And then I found Twitch, and then, you know, you just kind of snowball from there.
So were you nervous going into the streaming world?
A little bit. Not too much, because I wasn't showing my face and no one was really there at the beginning. So really, it was just as if I was playing. I got a little nervous when people would come in, for sure. But it wasn't. This is what I'm saying is this type of media, this type of content has always been something that feels natural. Mm-hmm. So it was never a deterrent. The nervousness was never a deterrent.
Other than the games, do you have any other inspirations when it comes to the streaming world? People that you look up to and want to get to?
I mean, when I first started, yeah, there was a few prominent streamers in the not necessarily Battlefront community, but once Fortnite came around,
yeah,
and the boom of gaming, it felt like just kind of skyrocketed with streaming. There were different content creators in that realm that I really look up to. There's a few. One of them, his name is Hamlins. I don't know if you're familiar with him. TSM Hamlins. Well, now it's like NRG Hamlins.
Oh, TSM. I do know the clan.
He was with TSM when he went around the Fortnite days. Now he's with NRG, another org. But I don't know if he's still with them. It's weird. But those type of content creators were the inspiration. Being really good at the game while also being funny was always the realm I try to be in.
So do you see yourself competing? Like in tournaments or things like that?
So I used to. I used to do local ones, like in terms of like there's been a couple Mortal Kombat. I mean even my friends, we used to pull the TV out. We used to pull a TV out in the driveway. Yeah. Big ass TV, and we would sit there and play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, you just have the line, the brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just a lot of us.
Me when I had my group of friends a couple of years ago, we did one every year during Thanksgiving around this time, and we would each play that year's iteration of Halo.
Oh,
so it was 3, it was Reach, it was 4, you know, it was all that, and then we would bracket it down to just 2 people, and it was really crazy because it was all on one TV.
Yeah.
So you know, split screen and everything was a thing. So if you guys know
fucking cheating, bro.
Yeah, hey,
stay on your side, bro. Or you'd be like, where you at?
What do you mean? No, I just saw you. I saw you real quickly.
Bro, you're stream sniping me. What the fuck? So that's what we used to do. We used to play Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat X was the one that we really started to play like together. I'll never forget, bro. Shout out to my friend Victor. He listens to this. We were outside playing. I'm sure I was snapping it, and Victor was like, "Where you at? I'll pull up." And this man pulled up and beat everybody. Like, he just beat everybody.
In the game?
In the game.
Okay.
He beat everybody, and then he left.
Okay, because, you know...
Oh, he beat... No, not the game.
Not the game.
Not the game.
He
just came in and...
Hey, I got you, homie.
Got you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's test your concentration levels.
Test your might.
Yeah.
No, he beat everybody in the game and then fucking left. And I took that shit personal. And ever since then, I didn't look back. I made sure I was never. Now like it's at a point where I can play my friends if I want to like fuck around. But
Do you think you're the best out of your friends now?
oh yeah,
100%.
100%.
In what game?
Every game,
Every game.
every game.
What is your go-to?
Apex. right
Apex?
now. Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that because from what I know, yeah, and the hat, that is your primary game that you stream on nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask
How? How do you know that, bro? How's he know that? Yo, how's he know? No, I'm just kidding. You know they do that shit. Like
In what?
different interviews. Like there's interviews where they're like, "How do you get this information?"
Oh, it's the
Narwhal?
Narwhal.
Yeah.
Narwhal.
Matt, is it true that you beat off 7 times?
Is it true that you beat?
How?
Do you know Candice? He's like, how do you know that? No, Matt, shut up. Anyways, so
Okay.
why is that your game of choice nowadays?
I have sold my soul to that game. It's embarrassing. I
Yeah.
will say it's embarrassing. But not too embarrassing. But I have close to 10,000 hours in that game alone.
How long does that translate to? So that's 24 hours in a day, right? And then 24.
We established last episode that I'm not the one to do the math. Jose, do the math out there.
Jose, yep, Jose.
Comment the math. No, it's a lot. I mean, how many hours are in a year?
Yeah, one more time, Jose. It's 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
10,000 hours. That's your base. So just let us know how many days that is.
We won't know the answer till Jose sees this next week.
So next episode we'll come
Yeah.
back with the
No, but
with the episode.
I have close to 10,000 hours in the game.
Uh-huh.
So there's a 10,000 hour rule with most things. If you practice something for 10,000 hours, it's supposed to be that sweet spot number where you master that skill.
Yeah.
So that's the game itself. I mean, I can go on about the game all day. The game itself, it scratches that itch that I have for playing. It's online multiplayer. It's a BR. You know what Battle Royale?
Yeah, Battle Royale.
Right? I am addicted to those. And I think it has to do with like a gambling thing. Like I don't like gambling IRL with money.
Yeah.
But those games are essentially gambling.
You would never put let's say $100 on.
Yeah, I mean, if I had it, but I don't like losing, and I don't like losing money. So
Yeah.
it makes
Double negative.
I'll lose $100, and if I lose, I'm not doing it no more. I'd rather
Yeah.
put that $100 into my
Apex.
body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather drink it or smoke it,
Drink
or
it.
inject it.
But then it would just come back out. Inject it.
I don't know. Lip fillers or something.
Lip
I don't know.
fillers. Dude, if you ever get lip fillers, that'd be gnarly. That'd be funny. You should do it. Just for,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll get my top lip. I got you. If I show, y'all better not say nothing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my
yes, sir.
amateur.
Yeah. No. So, like I said, I don't. Apex is my go-to game right now, but Mortal Kombat still is on the list. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. It's funny that we got the game relatively like within a couple of days.
Yeah.
So although the game has been out for like a little bit,
I think 3 weeks now.
yeah,
Or
we're just getting to play in creme de la creme. Just a Spider-Man fan's dream is to play with 2 Spider-Man. But going back to the 10,000 hours, how accurate is that? Because I've been beating off since like I think I'd have like a couple of hours in there, and I don't.
You don't seem like a pro. You don't think you're a pro beat offer?
Do I unlock like a new skin? You know, like in Black Ops, you can
Like a prestige, like you go from gold and then diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah, you do.
They get a new wrap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You unlock all types of attachments too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Better grip.
Yeah.
Recoil stabilization.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, stock.
Yes.
You know, the silencer.
Swap it.
You know, anything.
That's
The
crazy.
rapid fire, extended clip,
Extended clip
the
would be.
extended Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're there yet. Are you there yet?
That'd be a gnarly porno, bro.
Extended Johnson.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just like a gnarly concept for a game. Just dudes shooting each other, but with dicks.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily cum. It doesn't have to be like that.
The riff raff outside. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, the 10,000 hours. Yeah. Some would say that's a waste. Some wouldn't. Just depends.
Hey man, if it brings you pleasure, yeah.
It infuriates
Beating off does
me.
a lot to you.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same thing, right?
Oh, I was talking about the game. The game does infuriate me, but I can't stop.
Yeah. What was the first game that you can recall that brought joy into your life?
Ooh, the first game that brought joy into my life?
Yeah, that you sat down and you were like, this is the game that makes me feel like a kid. And then when you go back to it, I still feel like a kid.
Damn. I don't know, man. I've been around a few gaming consoles. I hate to tell you because I already know the old jokes are coming, but
I think we have a similar. I've gone from PS2 up from game system wise.
I had a Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64.
I wish I had a 64,
a
dude.
Sega.
Those things, the Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
the ones are goated. It's
Yeah.
not talked about nearly enough.
No, it's not. I used to,
Yeah,
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
the whole nine. So, damn, I don't know. It's tough because those games I wasn't. Oh, okay, I know. Resident Evil. No, you know what?
Counter how many times you just flip flop right there.
You know what? Actually, no, just kidding. Spyro on the PlayStation 1.
Spyro. Inform me of that.
The dragon?
Oh,
Spyro the dragon?
yeah.
That first one. So when I got the PS1 and it came with Spyro.
Yeah, he's like the PlayStation mascot. He was for a while.
Yeah, he was for a while. So that game was my first own game because a lot of games that I played, like my cousins had the like I had a Super Nintendo, but my cousins had the Nintendo 64, and I didn't really get it until they let me borrow it or they were done with it, and I was a gen behind.
And you broke into your house to steal it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
All
So the
those good stuff.
PlayStation 1 Spyro definitely was the first one that I used to stay up late, or I used to wake up early before school
to play.
to like at 4:45, 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
just to play before 6. And I do that now before work.
Bro, I was about to tell you. I was like, you know what's interesting? I have been doing this again
Yep.
for Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
It's like this is why I asked the question, because as like we're adults now, there's very few things that still make me feel like a child.
Yeah, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Do you have any others that you would mind sharing with
Games?
Yeah. Any other games or
I'm-
things that make you feel like a kid at your age?
Sports still do that for me.
Yeah.
Sports still NBA, anything NBA, bro. Like going to a sports bar, it's different now, obviously, because we're adults. But if going somewhere to watch a game, going to a physical game, and playing sports still makes me like. I went to the park the other day. I haven't played at a park in like 7 years.
Hey yo.
Like all I do is play in indoor gyms.
Yeah.
And I went to the park, and it's been 2 days since I went Sunday.
The pavement
and
just hits different.
My body just can. It's just everything hurts.
Yeah.
More than when I go to the gym. Everything hurts, and not like the concrete's just so hard on your
Dude,
body.
working out in general outdoors is just another beast.
weird.
I don't. Yeah,
weird.
it's like you're pushing against the ground. It's like biting back. You know.
The wood floor in the gym gives a little bit.
Yeah.
when you
It does.
It just gives a little
I
bit. So
think it's designed by that.
yeah. So going to the park, I actually saw a lot of people from high school. And a lot of people that I was close to in high school that I don't talk to anymore, they just showed up to that park as well. And it did feel like the old days. But video games, as far as video games, yeah, like I said, Spyro, Lord of the Rings 2, the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
The Two Towers. Not
The Twin Towers.
The Two Towers. That game I used to wake up early and play as well. And then you get into like Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1, Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2. I was never an original Xbox person because I wasn't a pussy. But I did have an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And
Every
then
kid did.
Everyone went from PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360 back to PlayStation 4. I went to PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. That's normal. That's normally the male way of going with gaming.
Yeah.
You kind of flip flop, and then after like this newest generation, it's just whatever you decide.
Oh, at this point,
so
the homie hit me up and goes, what should I get? Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, this is a good question. So I was like, it just depends on what you want, man.
Yeah.
Xbox One S, Series X, whatever it is.
Yeah. The fridge.
The mini fridge, I fucking give him like, some points with this. This has this, blah, blah, blah. But then PlayStation has exclusives and blah, 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 blah. And then he didn't say anything. And then 2 days later, he texts me. He's like, should I get Xbox or PlayStation? I was like, PlayStation.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just everyone's personal preference at this point because they all kind of operate the same. There's just
Yeah.
mini perks between them.
Yeah, it's just the battle that never seems to end.
Yeah, for sure.
But speaking about challenging things, like you were at the park, you were severely challenged. Can you recall one of the greatest challenges that you've had in your life that you had to overcome?
Damn. That's a good one. There's a few. I mean, obviously, I think it always kind of
Break it down for me. Let's start from an early age and make your way up.
early age. Social. What's the learning social how
cues,
to operate
social?
in the social realm. That was a big challenge as a kid.
Like school and stuff like that.
I was just always too much. I didn't know how to peel back as a kid. I didn't have a filter for one. I still don't, but at least I can kind of siphon some of that. But trying to fit in because it was difficult at times, just being probably an ADHD, ADD, crackhead kid.
Yeah.
So at adolescence, maneuvering in the social space for sure was a big one. High school, damn. I mean, like a actual challenge was a very big mistake I made freshman year that to this day I feel like derailed my high school years a little bit.
Do you mind sharing with the audience
No,
what
for sure.
that is?
No, okay. So a couple of me and two other friends that were remain nameless, but we actually got caught stealing, and
Amateur.
yeah, and we got caught stealing, and that essentially, I feel like, unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a bad way if they ever see this, I do love both of them. One of them I haven't talked to in a while, but I feel like I got the brunt of the consequences for it. And I feel like I didn't even really do it. So let me tell you the story real quick. Okay?
Yeah.
It's freshman year. Football. This is football season. We're on the freshman team. Varsity's playing on a Friday or a Thursday or whatever. I don't know. It's the week, it's the week before Christmas break or there's a break, right?
Oh yeah, so the 2-week break.
Yeah. So it was like the Friday, and then we were gonna be on vacation. So, me and my homies, we're doing hood rat stuff at the game. We're on the bleachers.
Pete's there.
Hey, what's up, shouty? Yeah, all the people in the bleachers. It says varsity tonight. We're chilling. We're broke. We're broke. We go to the concession stand right by the bathrooms, right? And the people that I went to school with, y'all know where I'm talking about, right? So I'm at the bleachers. Go around to where the bathrooms, those nasty, janky bathrooms were at. They were selling shit concessions over there. We go up there, and it was $3 for a fucking mini bottle of water. We didn't have that, right? Like, fuck, what the hell? I probably had like $1.50, not buying a little water.
Yeah.
So one of us goes, let's go to the locker room and just get some water from the fountain. They're cold in there. You know how there was specific cold fountains?
Yeah, the cold fountains.
There was some fountains that you go and you're like, this is going to be it's hot. It doesn't ever cool up. But then the ones inside were goated.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had one that was goated in my school. It was like in the middle of, you know how there's like a bunch of intersecting hallways?
Yeah.
At some point inside the school?
Right.
There was one right there. And one day.
Well, you know which one. I've been at your school.
Oh, you did.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But
it's the one right by, you know where the library is at?
Yeah.
Like you turn into the hallway and it's the one like right over here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which side of the library?
So the library.
Like if you're right in front of the library.
No. So let's say the library is right here, and then there's like all the 6 doors here to get into the building.
Yeah.
It's the fountain that's down that way.
On the right.
On the right.
Okay.
That one was notorious for being the coldest for so many years. And one day, these 2 idiots break into a fight and break the fucking fountain, dude. They break this shit. How the fuck do you break down a fountain? I don't know. But yeah, thankfully it was my senior year, and I only had to it was like less than a month before the Miss Rona hit, and then the rest is history. But back to your story.
Okay, so yeah, so as you said, like everyone has this. There's always special. At that age, it was about survival.
Yes.
You needed to know which water fountain worked the best. So we go, hey, let's just go to the locker room. Let's just do our thing. So we go to the boys' locker room from the field, right? So we walked through like the dance. I'm just describing this for all the people that I went to school with.
Yeah.
We walked down a little trail where the lion. We had our mascot was the lions.
Yeah.
And so someone had put paws, like paw tracks towards the locker.
Paul?
Paws. Not Paul.
Yeah.
Not Paul. But paws. You know. So you pass like the dance room and shit, the art room, all that jazz, and you get to the locker room, right? And they had the sections where it was women's or boys and then girls, right?
Locker rooms?
Yeah, locker rooms.
Yeah.
So we go in, and with the first doors are open. It was like a 2-door type of thing. It was a little like middle room, and they're locked. We can't get in there, right? Boom, boom, boom. So we're like, fuck. All right. So we go. Let's just see if the women's is open really quick. So we go around, and what do you know? They're fucking open.
Yeah.
Cash money. So we walk in, we get some water, real easy, like chilling. One of the homies is I'm getting water and I'm walking out of the locker room. We had no intentions of doing anything. Like we just wanted fucking water, right?
Yeah.
And the homies, the lockers, like they open if there's no lock in them, right?
Yeah.
So one of the friends is just he's making a beat
Banging
on
on
the
them.
doom, 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 right? And then he just and then he boom hits one locker, and it just opens up, and there's a duffel bag in there, and we were like, huh. It started to click that the school we were playing was Maryville.
And
It
they
was
had
a rival game, and they were using the women's locker room.
lockers. Yeah.
So what this bag was a bag of the whole team's electronics. The coach made them put all their shit in one bag. And I was already by the door.
Yeah.
And I'm already by the door, and I remember I look at my friend, and he's like, there's a bag here. And then they look in it, and I was like, I turn around, bro, and I walk out, and then they run past me with the duffel bag.
So this is high school, right?
This is freshman year.
Is this sidekicks?
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll get to that. So they run down the little way, and they go behind the South Gym. Again, if you know where it's at, you know where it's at. I can show you too. It's like right there.
Yeah.
So they go. We go behind.
There's a couple people that I know that know what school you're
right?
talking about.
Okay, so
yeah.
I go behind the South Gym, right?
Yeah.
And we're behind the South Gym, and I'm literally standing there, bro. And again, this isn't me trying to paint myself innocent. I was standing there. I didn't want the bag at first. They're pocketing shit. And we're just like, what the? Because there's iPods, there's iPod Nanos, there's phones, there's all types of weird electronics.
Zunes that were just thrown off the side because fuck that shit.
Yeah, I know, right? There was like, who the fuck? So, all this stuff, right? And I just, like, something didn't feel right. So I didn't want nothing. And I was like, no, I'm good. There's nothing I want here. And what do you know? The homie brings out the next gen Sidekick. It was the Sidekick Slide. So it wasn't the one that flips. It's the one that just goes up.
It's the,
And they gave it to me. And you know how it is. Like, you got to take something. Like, I can't be the only one not taking something. It just absolves, guilt.
You can't be the bitch not taking something.
You can't do that.
Pete's going to make fun of you.
Right? Yeah. So I took the fucking phone. And we went back to the bleachers. And I remember, because it was like a homecoming game, I think. So they made like a trail for the team to come back out, right? And Maryville came out first, and we're all standing in a line for them to come through. And you can visibly see the team is upset because their whole bag is gone. The bag was emptied and thrown in the trash. No electronic stayed. There was about 30 missing.
So they're coming out right after halftime, right?
Mm-hmm. Halftime goes, they go in, figure out something was stolen.
They're coming out.
And they're angry.
Yeah.
You can see it on their face. They're just not fucking with us because they, whatever.
Yeah. One of them just downloaded like 3 albums in there, and you guys just stole it.
Yep. So the night goes on, and we're Gucci. We're good to go. And then again, we're on break for that week and a half or whatever. We come back. The next day we come back. I was bumping that thing. So I didn't have self-service on it. It did have music on it, though. Yeah. And it had the current bops. It had, like, Can't Believe It, T-Pain, Lil Wayne. Like, it had everything that was popping at that time. It was on there. So I was just using it as a listening device.
Yeah.
And then the fact that I was just toting it around like it was my phone, right?
You'd be like, you'd call the party hotline and be like, hey.
I'd be like,
guess what I got?
Where you at? Where your mom at?
You want to come play with this sidekick with me?
Shit. No, so then we go back to school, right? We go back to school, and I knew, like, going to school, something told me not to take the phone to school. It just, I'm telling you, bro, like intuition is a hell of a thing. Something just told me not to, but I did. And I took it to school, and I even like, I was so paranoid that I even told Cedric, shout out Cedric, he was in my first hour, freshman year. It was English class, and I told Cedric, I said, Cedric, I wonder if he remembers this. I said, Cedric, if security, I don't know why I said this, but I go, if security comes in here, I'm going to hand you my phone. Can you please hide it from me? And he's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, I got you. So then what do you know? I see one of the security guards' head bobbing through the fucking window. He comes in and they're like, Matthew, can you come up here to the front? And he's like, grab your stuff. And I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know. Grab your stuff. And I was like, fuck. So I kind of like, gave him the phone.
You're like, oh shit. Yeah. Hold up, let me tie my shoe real quick.
Yep. Yeah, I just gave him the phone real quick. Well, once I saw him, I gave him the phone right away. I gave him the phone, and then I got my stuff, and I went. I show up into the office, and I see the two homies in different rooms, and one of them's like, don't fucking say anything.
Deny.
Literally. And they put me in the room, and then, so funny story. I told a story about when I got hit with the baseball bat?
You didn't fully tell the story.
Okay, well, the kid who hit me, his dad actually worked as a security guard at the school during high school. His name was Bobby. And Bobby was in the room, and he looks at like the disappointment because he watched me grow up for 5, 6, 7 years, you know. So when he found out it was me that was in trouble, he was like, "Damn," you know, the disappointment. And I get it now, like being an adult, I get the disappointment.
Yeah.
So we denied until they show me they just. And the camera pops up, and you see us, and you can see it was me, bro. Like the way I looked freshman year, I had, because I was really big in basketball jerseys. Yeah. So I had my fucking jersey on that night, my glasses, my hat. Like it was just you. I was probably wearing the same outfit that day. Like I don't know.
He's
you
like,
know?
That guy?
I'm like, don't even fucking look like me.
Look at that dude.
That fucking nerd.
Yeah, it's the same shirt.
No drip. Anyway.
No. Anyways, yeah, he gets no bitches.
So yeah, after they finally like they pieced it together, it was as clear as day. It was not a secret, and then we ended up getting suspended. I got suspended for 3 days. Nothing too bad, but I was issued. I had to take 2 hour-and-a-half long classes. They were called teen choice and management classes that my parent had to accompany me with. So my mom was double pissed because not only am I getting in trouble, I'm bringing her into it.
You gave her school time.
Yeah. So and on top of that, we had to pay for that. It was $40 a class.
What?
That we had to pay for, an hour and a half.
Wait. So you got suspended for 2 weeks?
3 days.
Oh. And you had to take those classes?
I got suspended for 3 days, had to take 2 classes, and had to do 12 hours of community service.
Interesting.
Now, I'm the only one who did everything. My 2 homies did nothing or some of it and got off scot-free, and I had to suffer and do it all because like my mom made sure I was going to do it. But on top of that, like I said, I have the type of luck or karma that if I didn't, it would come back and haunt me.
Yeah.
Because the deal was... That was considered like robbery or something, like the total of because we never got all the stuff back. They got the psychic back. They ended up getting it back
from you.
They got it back from it circulated around, and it ended up getting back into the hands of administration.
Who did Cedric give it to?
I don't even remember if I don't even think it was Cedric. But somebody had mentioned that I had somebody knew that I had it. I was flaunting it. Like I'm not. We're was dumb kids. You know, to make sure that didn't go on my record, that's what I had to do. That's what I'm saying. So to make sure it didn't go on my record, I went to the classes. I was suspended, and I did the community service. The community service was actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
a little bit. But anyway, so I say all that I'm so sorry. I say all that to say my parents were really strict into the punishment. They thought you did the time, now you did the crime, you're gonna do the time.
Yeah.
My mom did not let me try out for the basketball team.
Oh.
Yeah. The one thing in the world that I love the most, she took it from me, unfortunately. The next year, the sophomore team, they only picked people who played on the freshman team. I actually, again, bro, I have stories for days. I actually made the sophomore team, but then because we weren't on the team previously, they cut us to just add 2 football players that didn't get to try out because remember they overlapped.
Yeah.
And then junior year,
It gets harder as it goes.
It just got harder. But not only that, junior year, the stupid coach tried to make a new program, like a school, like a private school program, and he didn't want any juniors on JV. So you excluded a whole class of players because he wanted to be a professional team, like a professional school. So only juniors and seniors can only be on varsity. Sophomores. Whereas technically juniors could be on JV as well.
I've always had, it's just depending on the sport. Sometimes when you get into your junior year, you start developing a little bit more and stuff, and then competitive wise,
yeah, for sure. But you just shit on the hopes of a lot of kids. There was like 70 people that tried out, like juniors, just juniors alone. So there was a lot of people that tried out that got cut for no reason junior year. Mm-hmm. And then I did make it senior year, but let me tell you, it was not. It was probably the hardest, most accomplished. One of the better accomplishments I had was making it senior year. But yeah, so
you just answered my next question. Leading on to that, other than you accomplishing that, what would you say is some of your proudest achievements that you've been able to accomplish at this stage of your life?
Damn.
So we made it past little kid, junior year. Let's get into adulthood.
Okay.
What are some of your accomplishments that you hold near your heart?
Damn, man. God, he's asking some fucking good questions. I was just going to ask you what your favorite color was.
It's like,
I'm just
do you
kidding.
like chicken?
Yeah,
or
like, what's up? Yeah. No, damn. That's tough, man, because that's hard because it doesn't feel like I've accomplished anything yet as an adult.
Why do you say that?
Because I lost a lot of time. Like, I purposely self-destructed from 23 to 26, 7. I'll say 21 to 25. I was a nomad, like emotionally and physically. So,
do you mind me asking why or what led to that?
I think I was already kind of going through something outside of high school. I'll be real with you. Like, I'll be real. I've had time to sit with it. Transitioning from change. I have a really big issue with change. Transitioning from high school to an adult was not a jump that I was prepared mentally to do. I solely put a lot of my worth into the people around me. And we've talked about this. Once you're out of high school, you go from seeing the same couple 100 people sometimes, from middle school up until high school. You go from seeing the same people on the dot every day. Whether or not you like them, you're around them, right? And then you go from doing that to being isolated. Half of the friends I was close to in high school, I didn't see for 5, 6, 7 years after high school. A lot of people I wasn't close to in high school, I ended up being very good friends with them. So that shift was already felt like a identity crisis. Didn't know what to do. And on top of that, I didn't know what to do. I have never been content with life and in this form of like 9 to 5. Like, I was a very big advocate for fuck that system. Mm-hmm. And I made it my mission to go against the grain, and I failed. Like, I get why people don't, because it's very hard to do that. And
there's a system that has proven to be attainable.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to, work for somebody. Just be told.
It's just easier it's just easier to go get a job. It's stable money.
Depending.
It's stability.
Nowadays, that question's a bit up in the air. But no,
you see what I'm saying?
The more I grow, the more I understand that it is a lot easier for someone to follow orders than to you go against the grain and go and work 3, 4, 5 times harder for the chance. For the maybe that you will get to succeed or do something different.
Especially doing something you love. A lot of people, like I'm telling you, me and my friends, Renee, me, like Cisco, like we tried everything, bro. We tried. We
like
got
meth.
No,
I'm just kidding. Go on.
Fortunately, no. I still got my teeth, so
yeah.
And my lips aren't like.
Yeah, you got fillers.
I got fillers. Bro, we tried everything. Pyramid schemes. I actually
You tried a pyramid?
Yeah. We did a few, actually. There was one thing. It was literally a pyramid scheme. It was called Infinity Downline. All it was people subscribing and getting people to subscribe. But there was nothing you were subscribing to. It literally was the guy who started it, and then it was $25 to join under him, right? $25 a month. So then that $25 a month went to him, and then if you got people to join, it was $25 for you, and it just spread. The more people you can get under you, the more residual income or the more passive income you would get. The reason why it was a pyramid scheme was because there was no product. It was just a transferring of money. That's all it was.
Yeah.
We did that. It was there was a couple of companies that we kind of did one. I actually was doing well in one. I even said I was gonna go back after I got out of it. I was like, you know what? Wait till I get a car, because I didn't have a car. That's what hindered me.
Yeah.
I even said I was gonna go back, just because I was good at it.
Yeah.
Because it was a salesman thing. It was selling life insurance.
Ooh.
But it was the payment was a pyramid scheme, but it did sell an actual product, which was the loophole. It did sell life insurance. So you got paid for the life insurance, but then there was an aspect of, if you can just get people to sign up under you, you also got paid for that. Not too bad.
So rallying us back to the whole accomplishment thing.
Yeah.
From the ages from 21 to 25, life after high school. We've touched a bit on our previous episode. Shout out to entering adulthood and everything. We discussed a little bit by that. But now we're at the age of 21, where that transition is taking through, and you're feeling lost.
Yeah.
Walk me through the mindset that you're having, and why, as though you feel as though you lost those years of your life.
A lot of it, I'll be real with you, a lot of it I'm embarrassed to talk about. I'm embarrassed for even the people that know, the people that were around me that knew what I was what I was kind of just living, how I was living.
Are you okay with us talking about?
Yes,
yeah?
for sure. But what I'm saying is, looking back on it, it's a part of my past that I try to forget, because I just wasn't doing anything. I'm pretty sure there was some depression that came from this monumental shift and change. I didn't know how to deal with that depression. That depression led on for a couple of years. Like I said, from 20 to 22 is definitely when something was wrong with me. I don't know. I felt lost. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I didn't know what to do. I exercised every avenue that I felt like I could be my own boss type shit. I wanted to be a personal trainer at one point. I wanted to be a basketball trainer. I wanted to be, like I said, we joined these pyramid schemes to try to just be financially free, like they say. But I think looking back on it, it was all wrapped in depression.
Were you looking for a way out?
Yes, but but no. What do you mean by way out?
So a way to bring you back, because I'm assuming when I don't want to speak for everybody, but when you're in that state, your body knows that it's in, so you're just trying to grab onto something just to keep going.
No, man, I gave up.
You didn't?
No, okay, no, I didn't give up just yet. I was trying to find something. I felt like something was missing. There was something missing. I had a very compassionate partner. I had a very loving mom and support system, and something was still missing. Something just was not there. And that mixed with not being able to live the life I wanted to, because I didn't want to work this stupid corporate job or the corporate aspect of the system. Mm-hmm. On top of that, then I was having issues with my mom. Like I said, man, we talk about this stuff all the time, and everyone goes through the same thing. The longer you're around people, especially your parents and your family, siblings, cousins, uncles, people butt heads. So my mom wanted me to do something with my life. I was refusing to do something with my life because I felt like I just couldn't. It felt like I was in a box. It felt like I didn't want to go work this system, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
And you couldn't figure that out.
I couldn't figure that out.
Because you were just so lost.
Yeah. Bro, there was almost a year and a half where I got 2 hours of sleep a day. Mm-hmm. I just would stay up and do nothing. I'd just be sad. And then I'd go hang out with my friends at all hours in the night. I would be, bro, I wouldn't even be home sometimes. I remember I would get home at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, because we were just driving around, like literally doing nothing, just driving around, just at a random park, just outside, going down to the homie's house where like we're just scrolling the internet. So it was just not a healthy time. I was gaining weight. My first job actually made me, after high school, made me gain like 60 pounds. I looked really bad. Like there was just so much going on. You know what I'm saying? Like physically I wasn't good. Mentally I wasn't good. And emotionally I wasn't good. But there was still hope. I think there was still hope. There was still like it's okay. We're going to figure it out. Mm-hmm. I think the shift changed after 22.
After 22?
After 22. I think that's when everything changed.
So from 22 to 25, what happened between there?
My mom died. And I think that was in comparison to anything that's happened since then, there's nothing that tops that. I think that was the biggest challenge to overcome, to go back to your original question. That like looking back on it now, that's probably my greatest challenge to overcome, that I overcame, because that was the biggest loss that I think I've ever experienced and probably ever will, aside from maybe, God forbid, losing a child, you know, or losing more family. I don't think there's anything worse than lose your first big loss being your important parent, you know? So that's where I gave up. After 23, it happened when I was 23. That's when I was done. I just quit. Like I stayed in place. I thought that if I didn't progress, I wouldn't regress. I thought if there was no progress, then there was nothing to fail. I couldn't fail if I didn't try. That was the mindset.
Yeah.
So
if you did nothing, you would feel nothing.
Yep. If I expected disappointment when it came around wouldn't affect me. And so that's what I'm saying. So from 23 up until about 26, 27, and even now, to be honest, took a minute. So I lost a chunk. I lost the first 19, because when I was 18, I still had the spark, right? From 19 to 23, lost those years being espresso depresso. Then from 23 to 27, that's when I really lost it. Looking back on it, I didn't really lose it when I was 20, you know? It was when she died is when I purposely gave up. I just didn't have it in me to do anything. Like I just couldn't.
How hard were those days? Run me through it.
It was a shock initially. It was a shock. It didn't seem surreal. It sucked because I'm a very vivid dream. There's something wrong with my brain chemistry when it comes to sleeping. Fun fact, I've had night terrors and I've slept walk and had all types of issues sleeping since I was a wee lad. So
wee little lad.
A wee little boy. But I think that the first year was probably the toughest because it didn't even seem real. Like it happened so fast, man. I don't think people, I mean, maybe nowadays they do, but a lot of people don't talk about how fast that stuff happens. Like you could just lose somebody, like a whole person you could just lose in an instant. My mom went through her own bouts of depression, right? Like my mom came from the generation that hid their flaws. So we knew she was going through stuff, but didn't know to the degree because she made sure she didn't show it. So by the end of my mom's life, she ended up alone. She was in her like dinky little apartment by herself. Her body was giving out. She had rheumatoid arthritis. So, you know, she used to fall or she used to drop things on her. I remember she had burns on her hands. And we're like, what happened? She's like, oh, I was boiling water and my hands gave out. Fucking spilling on me. You know, sad things like that where it was starting to like really, it was starting to really hit that like she was struggling. It just happened so fast, man. Didn't hear from her for a couple of days. I remember, like, I still have the text messages. I literally asked her one day, like, can I borrow the car? She said, yeah. Then, like, 2 days went by, and I was like, hey, are you still taking me, or can I still get the car? Didn't say anything. It was like Saturday, Sunday, didn't hear from her. Monday, got concerned. And me and my sister, actually, my older sister, weren't speaking at this time. We were actually kind of beefing it. And we both showed up to the apartment, and her car was there, but she wasn't answering the door. So I was fully prepared that something was going on. I thought we were going to find her dead. We even we had to call the cops, and the cops were like, well, technically you can't do anything. Like, we can't go in. Mm-hmm. And the apartment office wouldn't let us in, but they told us that we can break the door down and they can just take it out of her deposit. And we said, fuck it, we'll pay the deposit. Like, fuck it. Like, we don't know what's going on. So we break the fucking door down. We break the door down, and
you do?
No, I think my dad kicked it down. Mm-hmm. My dad showed up. Everyone showed up, right? Like my two sisters, Bianca and Zoe, and then my dad showed up. And we kicked the door down, and my mom's, she comes out of her room, and she's like, I'm so sorry, like, she's like, I didn't hear you, we were banging on every window, but she's like, I didn't hear you, I'm so sorry. And it was just a sigh of relief, man. Like, whew, she was sick. She said she was sick. So it was like, geez, dodged the bullet there, and we were sitting with her, and she just said she wasn't feeling good. My mom, like, had autoimmune issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had medical issues, so it wasn't out of the norm.
It was starting to pile up, though.
A little bit, yeah. So we were there, and, she was being a little weird, but she was just sick. Again, we were getting her Pedialyte. Mm-hmm. She was throwing that up. She wasn't really holding anything down, headache, whatever. She still managed to go outside and smoke a couple cigarettes. She was a pack a day or 2 pack a day or 3 pack a day or maybe. Jesus, yeah, yeah. So she's smoking a cigarette with my dad. She had, like, it was just weird. Like, something was off.
Did you know that then?
What? That
something was off?
Yeah, she was just sick. We were really trying to get her to the hospital, and my mom, again, was that generation that didn't like to go to the hospitals. Mm-hmm. Her grandma died in the hospital. Her mom died in the hospital. She didn't want to die in the hospital. That was a fear. So we were trying to get her to go. She didn't want to go. She sat outside with my dad, and they had I let them, do their thing for a little bit, and they just sat out there smoking, and, he was hugging her, and it was cool. They had a little moment. And then Bianca had a little moment with her. Zoe had a little moment with her. And me and my ex, I go, yo, we're probably just going to stay here the night just to watch her, just to monitor her. Like, plus the door's not it's broken. So, like, we got to put stuff in front of it and make sure no one robs her. Mm-hmm. So.
Take the PlayStation.
Yeah, right. No, I actually brought my PlayStation there. Like, just we were spending the night.
Yeah.
And everything was cool. Like, everything was cool. Okay, so before that, though, before everyone left, me and Bianca knew something was up. And.
Bianca being your sister, right?
Yeah, my older sister. So, something was up. And we ended up calling the ambulance, like the paramedics. Mm-hmm. They came and checked her out. They pulled us to the side and they said, hey, they were like, does she have any, like, history of, like, drug abuse? And Bianca got offended because my mom, like I told you, my mom was squeaky clean. Like, didn't do drugs ever. Didn't do anything wrong. That old school, like, I didn't do it, even mm-hmm. to a fault. She was too squeaky clean. Mm-hmm. And Bianca was defending her. Bianca said, no. Bianca got offended. How dare you say that? The paramedic was like, yo, I'm just reporting what I seen. Looks mm-hmm. like her eyes are dilated. Looks like she might be on something. My mom, I remember when the paramedics walked in, the look she gave us, because she was angry that we called them. Like, I knew. Mm-hmm. She just gave us, like, the scorn was, like, so strong.
She didn't let you go play basketball after?
Yeah, literally. So the paramedics come in. No, the paramedics come in and they have the paper, and my mom signed it. There's some weird, like, my mom had a very distinct, very nice signature. Mm-hmm. So when the paramedics had her sign, it was just scribbles. Like, you could tell it wasn't her, it was just scribbles. But she was so adamant about not going. Paramedics left, they couldn't take her. Mm-hmm. So then that's when everyone said goodbye. I told them we were going to stay the night. We stayed the night. Everyone leaves. It was about 10 o'clock. And I think My mom's sitting on the couch and she's like, okay. She goes, can you help me to bed? She said, good night to my ex. Love you. Good night. And then I walk her to her room and we sit down on the bed. And, like I'm right here. She's right here. And she like looked at me and she was like, everything's going to be okay. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me a hug. She gave me a kiss. She said, I love you. She said, I always loved you. Or I always will love you. And then she went to bed. And I think she just never woke up after that. Like, she went into a coma. Didn't know it was a coma at the time. Had to call the paramedics back in the morning. They transported her to the Maryville Hospital. They ran some tests. Said that she had an overdose of opioids in her system. Like a crazy amount. Like, I'm talking, they give you like a baseline of what you're supposed to have before you start having liver issues. She had like triple that. So, confusion, really weird. And because again, my mom, like, she was on a lot of medication for arthritis and whatnot, but she had never been an abuser of it. And so they were ruling it as a suicide. Yeah. So then she got, because my dad had really good insurance, she got transferred to the Mayo Clinic out in Scottsdale, and they did everything they could to reverse it. She had just too much liver damage. There was a small chance that they could have put her on a list, kept her on the machines if a liver came available or whatever that process is. But that was against my mom's wishes from a kid. She always told us that that's not what she did not want to be alive on machines. She didn't even want to die in the hospital. I felt guilty even taking her to the fucking hospital, Mm-hmm. So yeah, she just never woke up after that. They told us that they can keep her on the machines and they were gonna do all they could, but there was nothing we could do. And I remember sitting in that hospital, like not even like really knowing what to do. Cause I don't know, man. Like from what I've heard from,
sorry, man, I'm starting to tear up.
No, you're good, man. No, you're good. From other people's accounts, I was a lot stronger than I thought I was. I just wasn't. It wasn't there. Like it wasn't real. Like we had to. It was the first time where I really didn't panic because I was waiting for something to actually be worried about. I still had hope. I mean, one of the nurses, I don't think it was her. I don't think she did this on purpose, but she told me that my mom was conscious when she saw her. So we wanted to at least see her really quick, because the nurse was like, yeah, she was up and talking. And I don't know if she was lying. Like, I would like to believe she wasn't. But when we asked to see her, they didn't, like, she wasn't responsive. So I don't know. But again, I remember sitting in that waiting room, man, or like the lobby, kind of just not really, like in shock probably. Mm-hmm. I think it was shock more than anything. And, Bianca's breaking down. My ex is breaking down. My dad's, like everyone's processing it, but it wasn't really I wasn't believing it. I think I was in shock, bro. I'm just telling you, like,
because a couple hours ago you hugged your mom goodnight.
Yeah, literally, like, like she was just here. Mm-hmm. So they told us to go home. It was on a Monday, like I said. They told us to go home. It was a Monday. We found her she got transported like Tuesday morning early in the morning. They said go home and we'll call you if there's any updates. And then they called us Wednesday at like 3 a.m. and they said, hey, she's not gonna make it. You guys got to get down here, or you should prepare to get down here. So we did. We packed up. Everyone got in the cars. We all met there. My dad was there. We all showed up to the hospital, and it was weird, man, because time went by really fast. Like I said, bro, that stuff just happens. We all decided to. Again, they said you have the option to keep her on the machines, and we said no. Out of respect for her wishes. And when they took her off the machines, and it took 2 hours for her to like fade. We all just sat there. I don't even remember that time though. Like 2 hours to just sit there is a long time. And you don't even I don't even remember where that time went, Like it was weird. And we sat there and then I just I hear the beeps, just stop. And that was it. Like she was just gone, Are you okay?
Thank you for checking out.
Yeah,
No, I'm good.
Yeah. I can stop, man. Like I can.
Hey, no, man. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
I think I can speak for myself and maybe everybody listening that I think we're really touched right now. This is actually the first time I'm hearing this story, guys.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing with me.
No, for sure, man.
But if you may continue.
Yeah. So I thought something was not cool, but like I thought something was really nice in the moment. I didn't know. When she died, when she passed, everyone stood up and left. Like unbeknownst to me, they gave me the room, and I don't mean no disrespect to anyone, my family, but I was the favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my sisters, my mom loved us all equally, but I was the special one. Not to toot my own horn, but they gave me the room, and I had about 10-15 minutes with her by myself, and I said what I needed to say, like proper goodbyes. Some of those things I've never repeated, and I don't think it's just not stuff that I can,
Yeah.
But I apologized, but it wasn't enough. But I got to say what I got to say, and then everyone came in, said their goodbyes, and we at that point, it was just handling like the legal stuff, the body and
funeral.
The funeral, and then I had to call everyone, And again, if it was up to my mom, and I did some things that I feel like maybe I shouldn't have, because like against her wishes, her siblings, she didn't care for them to know. She could have been just fine with them not knowing, but out of respect, I had to call everyone. I told them, and like I said, at that point, it was just kind of autopilot, because it was like there's nothing else to do. Pocket's hand, like that's just what it was,
Yo, man, I can't laugh at that.
So we set it up. Like I said, she was cremated like she wanted to be, and then I think it was after all that process is where it hit me, whereas it hit everyone else in the beginning. So people started to heal a little bit more faster. I think it was after that process is where things went downhill. So, like I said, man, it was a thing, and it ate up like 4 or 5 years of my life trying to get over it, because I spent this is why I'm a big proponent of this is why I'm a very big advocate for therapy, because I pushed off healing for at least 2.5 years. I drowned myself in video games, I drowned myself in weed, and I just drowned myself in anything that could numb it. And all that did was prolong the healing process. So I don't suggest doing that. If you were to ever lose somebody, I think as weird as it sounds, you just need to feel it. Like, you need to feel it,
So I don't mean to sound disrespectful with this.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
But can you attest to anything positive that came from this stage in your life? This horrible traumatic thing that is all too common, because that's just the way this life is designed. Can you recall and share with us anything that you learned or experienced that you carry with yourself nowadays?
The healing process, like I said, I didn't know how to heal, and I think unfortunately, like at the unfortunate event of my mom passing, it taught me how to heal from that. Like, there's a silver lining in everything, and I think it helped me once I got out of it. 27, 28, and then now being 29, I can sit there and say that it did help me learn how to properly deal with loss. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy when you lose someone, friends, relationships. Like I said, people, deaths. You never really, you just learn how to cope better. So that's what it taught me, I think. I think that's the best silver lining out of that,
I think it's a really good accomplishment that you were able to rally yourself out of that. Because even hearing your story, if I were to put myself in your shoes, I don't know what to do. I'm sure at some point later down the line, maybe I'll find a way. But give yourself props for that. And with that, I just have one last question.
Uh-huh.
Well, in regards to
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
after that, you said the age is 26, 27.
Mhm.
How were you able? What gave you the strength to finally say, I'm done. I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to continue to live this life that is mine. And how did that get you here?
Damn, man, these are really good questions, bro. I want to give you props. Can we give him props for being a really good like interviewee? Because these are really good questions. It's a funny story. Again,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I all my close friends know this about me, but if you let me talk, as you've seen for 18 weeks, if you let me talk, I can't stop. There's so much to say and I think nowadays I don't get to say it enough, which is why having a podcast is one of my dreams. Like, you ask anybody close to me, most people are happy that I'm doing this because of that
Because we don't have to talk to me directly.
I can still talk, and you can tune out if you want.
You can just press that little button and skip ahead, you know?
Just hit the like button, like and subscribe.
Get us to 100.
What's it called? Okay,
Pakistan.
so no, be like LeBron. No,
I saw the video finally. It popped up on my TikTok.
LeBron?
Yeah, of him doing the little
chalk.
Yeah, the thing. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Matt's mom.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do. That's what I do every Thanksgiving. No,
It's the stuffing.
Yeah, it's sprinkled on the stuffing. No, okay. So it depends how much you believe in this stuff. Because it seems not. I don't want it to be. I don't think it's supernatural is the right word, but it's definitely spiritually weird. Mm-hmm. So, as I told you, for the first 2 years, I had she was in my dreams every day. There was I couldn't sleep because if I slept, all I was gonna do was see her, and all I was gonna do was wake up sad. So I wouldn't sleep.
That's why you stayed up?
That's why I stayed up for a lot of that time. But also, that's why I got heavily into smoking. Weed kind of numbed it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I used it to help me sleep, but then that was hindered by that loss. So every day, and when I tell you every day, man, I'm talking every night. I went to bed. She was in my dreams, and funny enough, this is the weird part. Every time she was in my dream, I was trying so desperately to tell her that she was dead. And she wouldn't listen. Every dream that I had, it was between just a normal dream where she was there in the background, or it was a memory. A lot of the memories were in the house. She would be doing a project. She would be cooking something. And I, every time, was trying to Mom, do you know what happened? Mom, do you I'm trying to get through to her, and she's ignoring me. Mm-hmm. Every dream. So like I said, it got to the point where I didn't want to sleep. So then, about 3 years later, like 2.5 years, somewhere around there, I had a dream, and this was a specific memory. Well, she was always in the kitchen cooking, so there was tons of memories with this setup, but it was predominantly the same. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting on the island. She's cooking. And all I did was be in the moment, right? I just sat there and I didn't say a word. I didn't try to stress anything to her. I just enjoyed seeing her there, me sitting here like we had done thousands of hours before. And just like in real life, it was such a weird full circle thing. Just like in real life, she turned to me and she said, I know. She looked at me and she goes, I know. And it'll be okay. And I just sat there and I smiled. She smiled. And I woke up and I wasn't sad anymore. I just wasn't sad. I didn't have that blanket over me. It was so fucking weird. It was like night and day. I went to bed depressed and I woke up happy. And I think that was the turning point that I realized that I don't know what it was. I don't know what that dream did. I don't know what after she said that, I just wasn't sad anymore. Now, doesn't mean I didn't get sad or I don't get sad here and there, but it wasn't that blanket of pain it was like it was
A breath of fresh air.
everything was okay. Like I felt okay for the first time in 3 years. Yeah. So like I said, it was just such a weird thing. And when I tell people that, sometimes I feel like people think I might be like lying or, like exaggerating. But nah, man, that was the turning point where I realized, like, I felt I just was okay. Everything was okay. And it took till I was about 26.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. The damage that I caused along the way, unfortunately, was a lot, kind of too much to come back from. Like, I wish the people around me got to see this me, because
Oh, buddy, we can. Let's not even open that jar, because when you're hurting, you're hurting.
Yeah.
All you're gonna do is hurt. And this is not my interview, so the only thing I have to say for that is
You can say whatever you want, man.
I've also been one to hurt people along my journey.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it's not gonna necessarily stop there. I really try to limit that, but as sometimes it can be difficult.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying is, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to really regret. There's a lot of regrets, but it's hard to really sit with those ones, because they wouldn't. Unfortunately, without that, like, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be like this. But it's unfortunate that along this, like, I'm telling you my sappy story, like, I'm telling you my perspective of the sadness. It's just, like I said, it's just unfortunate that a lot of people had to be affected by my actions during this time. Now, that I'm not saying it's like, give me a pass because I was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was hurting, I hurt other people in ways that, like I said, looking back, I can't take it. I just can't take it back, And I haven't even had the chance to properly say sorry to some people, so that sucks. But yeah, so so there you go.
That's another learning thing, is that sometimes those opportunities never do.
No,
that they never happen, and we have to live with that, and that's the challenge of its own.
Yeah.
So hey, man, you you killed that.
Did I though? Jesus Christ!
Everybody, claps for Matt. I think you've done.
And seen. No, just kidding. I made it all up. My mom's right here. Mom, come on out. I just kidding.
She just like how the disco.
I get slimed like Nickelodeon dust. Nah,
should prank you one day with that. You're just gonna be like,
is that Ash? Anyway.
Okay, Matt, with everything that we've discussed so far,
okay,
bring everything back to full circle. Nowadays, what gets you going? What?
Clown porn. Oh. Sorry.
Really? Full makeup on? Yeah.
Big shoes and everything.
Yeah. So just dig through
nose.
yeah.
No, like it's women clown porn. She gotta have a dumpy. Looks like two balloon animals back there,
They just make the noise too. What motivates you? What gets you going up in the morning? What is your motivating factor to push you through these next couple of years? What are you driven by? Is it money? Is it relationships?
It's definitely not money.
No.
Again, growing up, yes, like playing the game, because I'm playing the game now. I'm a little late to it. I rolled the dice and got.
You did what now?
I rolled the dice and I got double. I got the, what is it in Monopoly?
I don't know.
I rolled doubles. I did it 3 times.
Bro, you got to stop doing this.
I rolled doubles and I did it 3 times and I was in jail and I had to skip a couple turns. So I'm catching up on the board, right? So I'm playing the game, of course, but money has never been like a drive. Like, it's hard to sway me with it, I mean, $20 is $20, but I don't know, man. I romanticize things. That keeps me going. The romanticized life that I think I want, or but that. And right now, again, this answer was different a year ago. just the story that I told you with losing my mom, I think drives me a little bit as well, because I held a lot of regret not doing something. So now I'm trying to do something. Like, I'm trying to show everyone that I can do something. I don't know, man. Like I said, it just depends on what your beliefs are as far as like afterlife. But if there is an afterlife, and if there are people looking over us, I would hope that my mom is, and I didn't show her here physically. It doesn't mean I'm trying now, though, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me going. But like I said, love, I deep down certified lover boy, you know? So that keeps me going. But like family and just trying to, like I said, just trying to play catch up. So those things keep me going for sure. And big booty bitches. I'm just saying, you know?
Yep.
Big titty goth girls. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt is a below average chick magnet. I am telling you.
Nah, man.
Okay, Matt. Last question to send us off for the episode. You have the world listening to you. What is one thing that you want to share with everybody? Everybody's listening.
Damn.
Eyes are on you. Tell us some beautiful words.
I think if I were to have a send-off message, right? Like if there's something I wanted you to leave here with, you specifically, like if I was, let's say I was talking to you. Again, man, I think it's just this overall theme is like, I think everything turns out okay. I think if you stay focused, you know, like obviously, like there's a lot of people who make bad decisions and then it sends them a bad route and things don't end up okay. I deal with them all the time. But I think like for the average person, I think everything is going to be okay. And even if it's not, like it's not, like I'm a big believer in just controlling what you can control now. You can't control things, bro. Like you can step outside and a piano can fall on you. I don't know. Can't control that. But you can control how you react to 90% of things. So I think it's like, I try to be unbothered now. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's one of my big things is just trying to not let external things bother me. So like I said, I think it's one of those like everything will be all right, and I think you should just cross those bridges when you get there. You know, there's always going to be something to worry about. It's always going to be something to deal with. But I think you need to find that happiness in between those little sections.
Beautiful message. Beautiful message. Is there anything else that you would want to say, share? Anything?
Let me see. If there's anything I can leave off with, like I said, I want to leave it on a happy note. This podcast has probably been one of the best things that's kind of happened in the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say like thank you to just even the people that watch it and you, because you made this happen a lot more than you think. Like without you, this probably, yeah. Without you, you move up to like 7 or 6, you know, on the list. But but without
who get
you,
bumped out? Who got bumped out?
Eugene got bumped out a little bit. Renee got bumped to 8th. You know. No, but like I said, I just this is what I like doing, man. Like whether it's a hobby or it stays at this level, like obviously we want to progress, but yeah, man, like without you it doesn't go anywhere. I'm still just a below average streamer on Twitch, wasting my life away, you know? So, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I got tons of stories, but like you said, at a later date we can probably talk about them.
Let us know if you guys want a part 2 to the Matt interview. Yeah, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to call this an episode.
Yeah.
Do you have any? You don't have any closing statements or anything to share with the viewers, Matt?
Wipe your ass.
Yeah, you should. In all angles, guys. Come
all
on.
Angles. No, I don't know. Like I said, I appreciate everyone. There's a lot of special people in my life that kind of support this.
Yeah.
So it's nice. But like I said,
sorry for throwing you into a roller coaster of things. I don't know
if anything, you got like I said, man, I've dealt with this. Like, yes, it's sad. Yes,
Yeah.
it's sad. But I've dealt with this a lot over the last 5-6 years. She's been gone 6 years.
Yeah.
So I've had my fair share of like, I mean, I didn't even get to tell you, like, you know, like when I tell people my Jerry Springer, my Medea story, you know, like I don't even get to touch on that stuff, you know. Like,
You want to know Jerry Springer?
No. Like there's a specific episode of Jerry Springer that has like it's one of those like themed episodes that also is a Medea movie.
Ah,
We've talked about this, no?
we have.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it. Should I tell you real quick? One last story before we end up?
Yeah, go.
One last story. This is my Medea story, right? It was my story before it was a Medea movie, by the way. Let me paint you the picture real quick. I think we talked about this.
I'm so confused right now.
We talked about this.
Okay, cool.
Okay, anyway, really quick for those who don't know. I was 17, going on 18. Paranormal Activity, the first movie, is coming out. Wanted to go see it with the homies.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
We
But I
talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Do you want me to still?
We got to leave these guys with some intrigue for next time.
Well, let's just yeah. So we talked about this before, but yeah. So no, there's like I said, there's all types of stuff that we can touch on.
And with that, guys, we will see you next week. I'm just kidding. That was.
What? I mean, yeah, you know, you wanna.
I just think you just weren't expecting that.
I mean, I wasn't not expecting it. You know.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.